Alrighty, hello everyone. Oh, little disclaimer. First of all, I absolutely hate recording myself, so excuse the hiccups and the pauses and the weird moments. I did type out my script because I didn't want to forget anything. So here goes. Hi, my name is Samira, and for my VRI project, I had a conversation with an insider named Tariq who practices Islam. I want to share a few things that really stayed with me and how this experience shifted my thinking. Before this project, I thought I had a respectful understanding of Islam, but honestly, most of what I knew came from textbooks, news stories, quick summaries, or just word of mouth. I actually had no encounter with anyone of the Islamic faith, Muslim faith, because I am a practicing Christian and I pretty much stay in my own circle. Not due to any form of prejudice. It's just I'm not, I don't have any Islamic or Muslim or Jewish friends. So most of my friends are predominantly Christian. Anyway, I did know before the conversation with Tariq, I knew of the 5 pillars of faith, but I didn't really know how Muslim felt about their faith. And from the inside, it was more like information that I had rather than a relationship of sorts. Talking with Tariq changed that. The first thing that struck me was how he described Islam as a way of life, not just a set of beliefs. When he talked about prayer, he didn't describe it as a rule, as something that, oh, if you're in the Muslim faith, then you have to pray 5 times a day. No, he described it as a way of life, something that he's more than happy to do. He described the joy he feels, the connection he feels when he's doing shalat, when he's doing his the prayers. I'm sorry, I drew a blank, but when he's praying 5 times a day, um, he didn't describe it as a rule. He described it as a moment to pause, breathe, and reconnect with God throughout the day. Hearing him say that made me think about my own Christian walk and how I stay connected to God in the middle of everything. I'm juggling school, work, grandchildren, children, husband. Is a lot of responsibilities. Anyway, throughout the day, I'm constantly praying. Mainly in the evening, mainly in the morning, which are my quiet times, but all throughout the day, I'm sending up a prayer for something or someone or some circumstance. Anyway, another thing that stood out to me was how much misinformation Muslims deal with. Tariq shared that sometimes people assume things about him before they even know him. They see him with his garb on or his dashiki or whatever it's called. I'm sorry, you guys, I really am misinformed. But when he has on his Muslim attire, a lot of time he's just misunderstood. He's accused of being a terrorist. He's accused of being anti-Christian, and he was just like, that's not the case. That's not who he is. That really hit me. It reminded me of what we've been learning in our interfaith leadership module, especially the idea of creating a culture of encounter where we meet people with openness instead of assumptions. That phrase feels real now, not just something from the reading. What surprised me most was how much common ground I felt. Even though our traditions are different, the desire to live with intention, to honor God, and to treat people with compassion, those things felt familiar. It didn't change my Christian identity, but it definitely deepened my appreciation for another tradition and how they seek holiness. After this experience, I realized that interfaith dialogue isn't about comparing doctrines and trying to agree on everything. It's about listening long enough for someone else's story to expand your own understanding. And that's exactly what happened for me. I walked away with more clarity, more respect, and honestly, more curiosity. So overall, the VRI helped me move from I think I know about Islam to I've actually heard a Muslim describe his faith in his own words. And that shift from information to relationship is what made this experience meaningful for me. Tyreek was so forthcoming. He was so helpful. And I hope that you guys had similar experiences in your interviews.